This is brought to you by RectorSeal, a CSW Industrials company. ProFit Quick Connect, push to connect refrigerant fittings for residential application. Push to connect refrigerant fittings. The ProFit Quick Connect are flame-free fittings for connecting refrigerant lines. Challenges of refrigerant line connections. Poor flaring can lead to refrigerant leaks. Burrs on the flare causes flare misalignment. Thinning flare causes weakening and cracking. Or having flare sizes that are too small or too large. Incorrect torque can result in refrigerant leaks. The flare connections can leak refrigerant over time due to over or under tightening the flare nut. Improper brazing can lead to oxidation and damage the entire system. From oxidation, you can have black oxide ending up in the compressor oil, the filters, EEV, and cause major system problems. Or even in tight spaces such as crawl spaces or attics can make proper brazing difficult or even impossible. Why ProFit Quick Connect? 3 reasons. They're quick to install, they're durable, and they are versatile. Let's discuss each of these. Quick install. These are flame-free connections, no flaring or brazing needed. The ProFit Quick Connect also has a sight glass to visually verify the pipe seating. ProFit Quick Connect provides a quick install for refrigerant connections. Here are recommended steps for a leak-free push-in connection. Cut the copper tubing using a sharp tubing cutter. Deburr inside of the tubing and tap out the shavings. Ream inside and outside of the tubing. Reaming the outside of the tubing will rid of any sharp edges that could potentially damage the O-rings. Clean the tubing surface using either sandpaper, emery cloth, or a Brillo pad. That's going to remove any oxidation, oils, or scratches that can be a leak path. Using the depth gauge, mark the insertion depth on the tubing with a Sharpie. Now insert the tubing into the fitting until flush to the marked insertion depth. Pressure test the system. It's also important to note that when preparing the connection, make sure that the copper tubing is round, because oval pipe will not create a solid seal with a double O-ring in the Quick Connect that can result in failure. If the tubing is oval in shape, use a swaging tool to shape the copper round in preparation for the connection. While the ProFit Quick Connect is quick to install, it has an additional feature of being able to separate the lines for whatever reason. You place the release tool against the fitting and pull the copper tubing from the fitting. It's important to mention that to make sure that the refrigerant has been recovered from the system before disconnecting line sets. The ProFit Quick Connect is durable. It's made of a brass body, which makes it robust, durable, and reliable. It also is made of a double O-ring sealing. A high-performance chloroprene elastomer is resistant to leaks and refrigerants. To substantiate the ProFit Quick Connect's durability, product has been thoroughly tested, UL verified and certified, and at RectorSeal received additional external and internal testing. Let's talk about each of these UL certifications. The UL 157 is an O-ring chemical compatibility test, and that is that the O-ring evaluated should not shrink by more than 1% or swell more than 25% when exposed to R410A and POE lubricant for 14 days at a temperature of 130 degrees Celsius or 266 degrees Fahrenheit. This pass-fail criteria was set to comply with the criteria stated in UL 157. You can see the dimensional change at 1%, volume change at plus 16%, and the mass change at only 11%. UL 207 is the strength and fatigue test. The strength test under Section 13 passed, and the fatigue test under Section 14 also passed. UL 1963 is a test of the vibration. The result, no leakage. We tested the 1/4-inch union and elbow, 3/8 inch union and elbow, 1/2 inch and 5/8 union and elbow. UL 1963 also has a tensile test. That is, at which point does the fitting, the ProFit Quick Connect fitting, pull from the copper tubing. The UL pull test standard is 773.8 psi. The point at which the ProFit Quick Connect pulled from the copper tubing was more than 7 times that, at 5,703.6 psi. And finally, let's look at the leakage rate. A test standard which is no more than 1.5 grams per year as a pass condition. On the left table, you'll see the installation test, 20 samples, half-inch elbow, quarter-inch elbow, and quarter-inch union. On the far right column of that table, again, the test standard is to be less than 1.5 grams per year, and you can see on all those samples, it is significantly less than that. Then we took our release tool, separated the copper tubing from the ProFit Quick Connect, reinserted it, again, those same 20 samples, and again, with those refrigerants, and what was the leakage grams per year. Although it did have a slight increase versus the initial installation test, it is still significantly less than the allowable standard of less than 1.5 grams per year. Here we see the 13 different types of reliability tests. Test type of leakage, applying test pressure at 4.2 MPa. Test standard, no leakage. Result, no leakage. Same thing for hydraulic, applying 1.5 times of water pressure higher than the design pressure for 1 minute. There's a burst pressure test, applying 3 times of water pressure. And then there's also the flow pressure drop, impact resistance, durability, ammonia, salt spray, high temp and low temp resistance testing, the thermal shock test, vibration test, and an environmental test that is exposed for 365 days. And again, the result was no leakage. ProFit Quick Connect is versatile, a complete system with a wide selection of sizes and fittings. A union and 90-degree elbow available in quarter-inch, 3/8 inch, half, 5/8, 3/4, and 7/8 inch. And available in quarter, 3/8, half, and 5/8, we have a reducer, a 90-degree elbow reducer, a socket or flare, and service valve. ProFit Quick Connect is compatible for ductless mini-split and unitary ducted residential systems. Commercial multiplications are not recommended or covered by warranty. It allows for HCFC and HFC refrigerants. It has a maximum rated pressure up to 870 psi or 60 bar. The ProFit Quick Connect works with copper and coated aluminum line sets. Now a product comparison. The ProFit Quick Connect to 2 other flame-free fitting products, Zoom Lock and Conex B-Press. With the ProFit Quick Connect, no tools are required. Zoom Lock and B-Press require a hydraulic tool and the accompanying jaws for each sized fitting. By the way, joints that cannot be separated or reused. The ProFit Quick Connect has the double O-ring, whereas the Zoom Lock and the Conex B-Press, it's more metal on metal and not to be used for aluminum. It has 1 O-ring. Maximum rated pressure for ProFit, it's 870 psi. Zoom Lock and B-Press is 700 psi. Applications, ProFit, residential single family. Zoom Lock, it's more for the commercial market. Merchandising, the ProFit is individually merchandised or packaged. Zoom Lock, it's going to be more boxed packaging. So the cost per fitting is going to be slightly higher for the ProFit, whereas the Zoom Lock and the Conex B-Press, it's a higher total cost when you include the tool and the jaws. So that's why it is targeted more for the larger commercial projects, because then the cost is more worthwhile.
Hi, my name is Miguel, and today we're going to show you how to use the ProFit Quick Connect fittings. First, pick the right fitting for your connection. We're going to use a 3/8 fitting. Then cut your copper. Make sure you deburr the tubing and tap out any shavings. It must be clean and free of any debris. And if needed, make sure you round out your copper. Now grab the depth measure and mark your lines on both sides. Grab your 3/8 size Quick Connect fitting and push until it's flush with your marking on both sides. To ensure that you have connected the fittings properly, check the clear side windows. You should see the tubing. If you don't, just push again until you see them. Now we can pressure test our ProFit Quick Connect fitting to make sure that we installed it properly. As you can see, the ProFit Quick Connect is quick and easy to use, and it requires no flaring or brazing, helping you to save time on job sites. Once the system has been depressurized, it's also easily removed with the quick release tools. To learn more about ProFit Quick Connect and other HVAC solutions, visit us at RectorSeal.com.
Now look at some of the cross-sell items, the support kits. The support kits in one packaging includes the 1/4 inch, 3/8, half, and 5/8 inch disconnect clips to help separate the lines, as well as the 1/4 through 5/8 inch line marking tool, and those are 10 per case. We also have the 3/4 inch and 7/8 inch disconnect and line marking tool. Here are the RectorSeal product numbers. The 1/4 inch union through 7/8 inch union. Those are going to be great for the unitary coils and the extending lines. The unions are going to allow the contractors to avoid having to bring the torch into the house. Then we have the 1/4 inch through 7/8 on the 90-degree elbow, and then 1/4 inch through 5/8 on the reducer, a 90-degree elbow reducer, the 1/4 inch socket for flare, as well as a 1/4 inch access valves. Now an overview, the applications. The ProFit Quick Connect is recommended for the single-family residences with ductless mini splits or unitary ductless systems. The warranty on the fittings, it's a 5-year limited warranty. The fitting materials. Again, the fitting body is a polycarbonate brass body. The O-ring is a chloroprene rubber elastomer. That's what makes the O-rings impervious to any kind of leakage or breakdown when exposed to the POE oil and those refrigerants. And then the certifications, we have the UL 207, the strength and pressure test, UL 250, accelerated aging test, UL 1963, the vibration test, as well as the tensile or pull test, and then the UL 157, the gaskets and seals for the refrigerant exposure. It has a continuous operating temperature up to 250 degrees Fahrenheit. The O-ring temperature rating -40 degrees to 250 degrees Fahrenheit. Maximum rated pressure up to 870 psi. Maximum burst pressure 2100 psi. Vacuum pressure capacity down to 30 microns. Tensile grip strength 3911.4 psi, and then it's had the vibration resistance rating according to the UL 1963. It has an external leak rate 0.2 ounces or less per year. The approved refrigerants R134A, R404A, R290, R500, R407A, R600A, R22, R410A, R407C, and R32. For compatibility, it's tubing tolerance according to the ASTM B280, the approved tubing materials, copper to copper connection, and the coated aluminum. The tightening torque is going to vary by diameter. For the 1/4 inch and 3/8 inch, the tightening torque is between 426.7 to 568.9 psi. Half inch, 568.9 to 711.2 psi. And the 5/8 inch between 711.2 to 853.4 psi. And the service valve stem release torque, the pipe should not fall out below 2,275.7 psi. And then internal testing that's been conducted within RectorSeal, a fatigue test, a repeat 250,000 cycles test. A hydraulic test, 979.1 psi water pressure, no leakage. And then a hydraulic test on the service valve, 903.2 psi. The leak test, using air pressure, 597.4 psi and no leakage. And then we have the tube falling test. That is, the copper tube should not fall out of the fittings below the following psi's. And again, that's going to vary based on the diameter and the fittings. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you at the next RectorSeal training.